Welcome here to MoreTalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. It has been a little while, but here we are ready again to talk about what Koeman had to say ahead of another big weekend for Barca. They are facing Granada away from home, and Koeman was in confident mood, speaking there about the emergence and the quality that is being shown right now from Pedri, that combination with Lionel Messi, and Ousmane Dembélé, who's been looking really good too. And could we see a fresh new face in the first team squad soon? It's possible. So let's discuss it now. Come on! And if we first of all kick off here with Koeman when he was asked there about an important step towards the title if Barca were to win this weekend, does he still believe that it is possible now with Barca back into the top three? Can we challenge there for the La Liga title? Koeman said before the Valladolid game, he said we lost a lot of points away from him. He said we lost far too many. And he said what we need to do is get those points back. He said I still believe that we can do it every single day until the very last game of the season. I will believe until it's mathematically impossible. He said it does require a lot of effort from us, a lot of pressure on the players right now. He said because we can't drop any more points. He said we've already dropped points when we shouldn't have, so now is the time for focus. Koeman was also asked in a lot of detail there about the emergence of Pedri this season, his performances, and also reports that have been suggesting in the Spanish media that Luis Enrique could count on Pedri this summer at the Euros. That would be absolutely incredible if Pedri there was to go with the full Spanish team to the Euros this summer. Koeman said there are so many good things right now that can be said about what Pedri is doing in this team. He said he's played in nearly all of the games, and he said that's because he's earned it. That's because he deserves to play those games. He said because despite his youth, he's playing right now like he's been at this club for many years. He said I've got no doubt at all that he's going to continue improving, and he knows that he needs to do this over a long period of time. And that is where he's heading. And I also like the fact there that Koeman was indeed asked not only about Pedri but also about that combination, and in particular there about the emotions of Messi there, combining with Pedri on the field in terms of their celebrations. Messi seeming really happy right now to be out there with this young kid. He said Messi is a winner. He said he's somebody who always wants to play and he always wants to win. He said I'm exactly the same. If I don't win, I get upset. He said Messi of course has had his frustrations, but ultimately since I've been here, he's always given everything. And Koeman said, I saw a lot of things in that last game in terms of what we saw there from Messi and indeed the team and the combinations. He said, I saw a lot of things that can really help us going forward. They're good signs. Koeman was also asked about the Copa del Rey, in which the draw was indeed done this morning. Barca in the round of 32 will be facing up against local side there, Cornellà, just across the city, and they are also the team who this week eliminated Atletico Madrid from the Copa del Rey. And Koeman was asked there whether that was a surprise result just a few days ago. He said no. He said it didn't surprise me. We have seen upsets before. He said I actually think they deserve to win against Atletico, who weren't playing with their strongest team. And he said when you play against a motivated lower league team, he said it's never easy. They're going to make life very tough for you. And he said that should be a warning for us heading into the game. And he also said there that since Barca B have actually recently played Cornellà, they'll be relying on them to get some reports. And some of those players, of course, could be involved in that game. And that'll be coming up very shortly. Looking ahead to this weekend's game though against Granada, one man that Koeman will not be able to count on is Clement Lenglet, who is officially suspended for the game against Granada. So the big question of course is going to be who will replace him in the lineup. Could it be Samuel Umtiti? Koeman said Umtiti has been out of action now for a long time. He said he's had to overcome a lot of injury problems. It's been a long way back for Samuel Umtiti. He said he needs to play, and he has had some minutes recently, and he said now without Lenglet we'll need to decide whether he's ready to step in and play. But Koeman also did say we have Mingueza too, so he's certainly, I feel, in the forefront right now of Ronald Koeman's mind, and he said we'll see who is going to play after training later on today. By far and away, one of the biggest quotes though from today's press conference came by way of young Ilaix Moriba. He was asked there, Koeman, about the young midfielder who has been training. I spoke about him a few days ago with the first team, and whether he could actually actually play a part at first team level and be involved in a squad list. And it was interesting because Koeman said now that Carlos Ilaix has gone out on loan to Getafe for the rest of the season, he said we will need an extra midfield player. He said Ilaix was with us in pre-season, we saw a lot of him. He's also trained recently with us with the first team, he's played for Barca B. He said there is a possibility that tomorrow, for the game, he could be included in the squad list. And that, for me, would be absolutely incredible. This is such a talented young midfielder, such an exciting young player, and I would love to see him get an opportunity. But on the flip side of that, Koeman was also asked about the January transfer window, with Ilaix indeed now having gone on loan to Getafe. Could anybody else be following him out of the exit door? Are there a list of players there that could be on their way out in this transfer window? And Koeman did say there are always discussions that are going on between the players that maybe are not having as many minutes. He said myself and also Ramon Planas. He said without mentioning names, I think when you're talking about youth, you need to play games. You need to be having minutes there out on the field. You can't have a year without playing at a high level. That's not helpful for a player who is looking to improve. And I do wonder there, looking between the lines, it's not really hard to make that jump. Is he talking about Ricky Puig there when talking about players who need to go and play? And it seems like still, we're not going to see Ricky getting any game time under Ronald Koeman. One player, though, that is looking really good right now and is continuing his hot run of form in the past few games, it is Ousmane Dembélé. Koeman there asked about Dembélé's quality and also his physical state right now, and Koeman said that's the most important thing when you're talking about Dembélé. It's how he's feeling on a physical level. He said he's had so much bad luck with injuries since he came to the club. He's struggled to get momentum, really, able to play a lot of games in a row because of those injury problems. He said, but right now, he's happy. He's got real confidence, and he said, I like him as a player. He can go 1v1, he can play on either side, he can give us something different in games. I hope that we can see Ousmane play a lot of games with us this season. Finally, though, another interesting question there came right at the end of Koeman's press conference when he was asked there basically whether he feels as though he's finding right now his best 11. Of course, we've seen a lot of different experiments in this team. We've seen a lot of rotation. We've seen changes in system in this team. But are you starting now to see that best team come through and understand in the biggest games what you'd go with? And Koeman said, yeah, I do think so. He said it is normal for when a new coach comes in, when he arrives, to learn the players, to learn about their quality, about their character. He said, of course, we do have a system that we always like to have in place. He said, but the system is not the most important thing. He said, we give freedom there to the players, to the quality they have. And he said, little by little, I am getting to know and I'm getting very aware of what my best team is. And I'm really hoping that what that'll do for the team is provide what we're lacking most and what we have been lacking throughout the season. That magical word, that beautiful word, consistency. So that right there, guys, is what Koeman had to say ahead of Granada against Barcelona this coming Saturday. Of course, over on TalkFCB later on, we're going to have the full match preview looking at how Koeman could line up in this game and everything else that you will need to know. Thank you here for joining me for the press conference reaction. I will see you soon, guys. Thanks for that support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.